Hello children, it is the second video related to the same topic, Newton's law of motion. In Newton's law of motion there are the three laws: Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, Newton's third law of motion. Today we discuss about the Newton's first law of motion. According to the Newton's first law of motion, if a body is in a state of rest or a state of motion, it will remain in the initial state until some external force applied on it. So Newton's first law of motion is also known as the law of inertia. Law of inertia. According to the Newton's first law of motion, suppose that any body is in a rest position, so it is always maintain its rest position. If suppose that any body is in motion, so it is continuously move in the forward directions without any external force. Suppose that an external force is applied, then the position of the body should be changed. Suppose that body in motion, it comes to rest position, or suppose the body in a rest position, so when we apply the external force, then body should be start the motion. Newton's first law of motion is also called as a law of inertia. What is inertia? Inertia is the property of any body which is opposed to the change in state of motion or state of rest or state of direction. So inertia is the property of the body which is opposed to any change in itself. Type of inertia. There are the three types of inertia. First is the inertia of rest, second inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. If any body in rest position, so it is always maintain its rest position in the absence of any external force. Inertia of rest. According to inertia of rest or inertia of rest, second is inertia of motion. If any body in motion, so it is always maintain its motion in the absence of any external force. When we apply the brake on the moving car, then inertia of motion should be converted in the inertia of rest. Suppose that any body is moving in a particular direction, then we have to apply the external force and the body should be change the direction. Just like a car is moving in a forward direction and we have to apply the external force by the steering, so it will be change the direction. Inertia of any body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Inertia is directly proportional to the mass. So heavier mass have a maximum inertia. Now we have to compare the two bodies. Or for example, inertia of truck is maximum in comparison to the inertia of car, or inertia of car is maximum in comparison to the inertia of motorcycle